Take a live look right now at the stock market where you can see the Dow is up 74 points, and we've seen a lot of up in the stock market because it's been doing pretty well. Steve Budin, our financial analyst, is here with Financial Focus to talk more about that. That's our first topic. So we're doing well there if we've got money invested, aren't we?
Yeah, don't get too greedy, but at the same time, remember a couple of months ago we were sitting here after the Britain exit vote and the market took a big drop. Great lesson here. Sometimes if you hang in, things tend to work out.
Right. Yeah, because a lot of people pulled out, didn't they? Or didn't know what to do.
Unfortunately, a lot of people panic, and there's an old adage, nobody ever makes money panicking when you're investing. And this is, again, evidence that markets do recover. Now, this is a fairly quick one, but over time, history shows that those big drops, whether it's the British vote or other big shocks to the system, if you hang in and wait, you'll be rewarded. However, it's always important before the fact, stay diversified, and we've talked about do a little bit of everything, and you won't get hit too hard if it does drop, but we'll take a day like this anytime.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about some other economic data. I know a lot's been coming out. What are some things we need to pay attention to?
And this is part of the conflict. The stock market's hit a record, but at the same time, a lot of the economic data has been weak at best. Producer prices, so when you make items, the producers that send them to the market, prices have been dropping. And that sounds really good, but it impacts their profitability, and if it impacts their profitability, it could affect employment. So not necessarily the best thing. Over in Japan, broken record. The Japanese economy is still sputtering, and I bring this one up all the time is because a lot of our central bankers are trying to do the same thing in Japan, which is print money and try to create a little bit of inflation to get the economy going, and it's just not working. So you think at some point somebody would say, let's try something different.
Right.
And then thirdly, the retail sales numbers have been a little bit bumpy, and it gets back to the shopping mall thing.
Yeah, well, I know we're going to talk about that in a second, but I was going to say about the retail numbers. I think it was the last report that came out said that people weren't spending as much money as they were last month or so. They were being more careful, right? They
are being more careful.
Yeah.
They're still spending, and this is the back-to-school season, but the average back-to-school ticket charge is fairly lower than it was last year. So there's a lot of deals out there. I'm buying stuff for my kids for back to school, and the sales are all over the place. And if you're patient and you shop, you'll get some great deals.
You will. And speaking of the future of malls, like you said, so we're talking about malls. And I was just telling you that where my family lives, there's a mall that was so popular for so long, and then now it's like it's turning into an outlet mall because other ones have kind of popped up that are nicer.
Right.
Is that with the trend that we're seeing?
And we talk about some of these interesting topics for generational shifts. And you look at a company like Macy's. They came out last week and they announced they're closing 200 stores. So they're going down from 700 to 500, which is a pretty big drop. But what they're doing is they're keeping the stores that are in higher end malls, even though they're a little bit less profitable than stores that might be in B or C level malls. And this is just a generational shift that's going on with the likes of Amazon, where a lot of folks are doing online shopping. And there's a lot of big tenant malls around the valley, and I'll bet you that 3 or 4 of those big name companies won't be in existence, 5 or 10 years from now.
Yeah.
But the malls are going to have to reinvent themselves, and I was just at one locally. They have runways for models, or they have the virtual reality tours. So you're going to the mall of the future is going to be a little bit different than what you've had in the past, where the experience of going there will be you're going there for the movie or you're going there for the reality show, and then all of a sudden you'll stop on in the store and buy something. So I'm sure you'll adjust real quickly.
Yes, I'll adjust. I love that fashion show runway.
Yeah, there you go.
It's always fun. Thanks, Steve.
Sure.
Stay